tattoo on silicone. It will be done with black, and I'm going to use this Bronc X2 Neo. It's a $500 machine, currently 15% off if you use code FLOATY. We'll put the link to that below, but code FLOATY. So we're working on silicone today. Silicone has its own challenges. Sometimes I feel like it's a little harder than skin, other times I feel like it's easier. You can turn the lights back up, they're a little too low.
Dark Diaries is asking, hi, is it a tattoo?
Yes, this is a Bronc X2 Neo. It's a tattoo pen machine. So I just put the stencil on right before I started, so I have to be extra careful not to wipe until I get the stencil on anyway.
Diary says that'd be crazy if someone asked to get a Batman tattoo. Not you.
Hmm?
They just think it would be crazy for someone to get a Batman tattoo.
Why?
I don't know. People have Batman tattoos.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like one of the most common
right.
tattoos.
Ask ChatGPT that question, see what you get. Does anyone here like Batman?
Curious Guy says hi, and that's really cool. And Tom Bon Crispy says, I'm back.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Freya says it's really satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Trying not to move it at all for you guys. Now it looks like lipstick.
Jack Sunmeyer says I need another tap ASAP.
You and me both. Yeah, it looks like a lip a little bit. Which Batman movie is your guys' favorite Batman movie? Or I guess we should start with which actor did it best? And then we can narrow down which one of their movies is the best. If you respond, hello world. I guess I'm gonna go with Michael Keaton. Looks like you're not really in focus. If you bring your camera farther away and zoom in, it should be in focus. Sorry, I didn't check it till right now.
Look pretty good too.
cotton books. That's better. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton. For me. Has anyone responded? Has anyone seen a Batman movie at all?
Matt Erickson says same here.
Likes Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good one.
I like Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for me it's just the nostalgia.
Yeah, Matt Erickson says 89 Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. The graphics on that one, wow. No bueno. I went back to watch it and I was like, wow, the graphics look even worse now that we're here in the future.
Mr. Howell is asking, can you do an illustration of Batman taking out the trash?
Why? What's it mean?
Should do an everyday stick.
Yeah. I was gonna do him eating cake. But I don't know. Thought you guys would think it was too silly. There's always something to say. And also, he has a butler, so I don't buy that he'd be taking out his own trash necessarily. Now, if you mean fighting bad guys, that's another story.
It's a different one.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we were talking about taking out the trash. Like the street trash. That's still kind of hard. It's still ambiguous. I don't have the oil. Could use that for a wipe. Whoops.
Batman made his costume. He asked himself, abs or no abs 25 times. Matt Erickson's asking, what is the canvas? Is it for practice?
Yeah, this is a what they call a silicone practice skin. And yeah, it's for practice or entertainment, one or the other.
It's TruSkin.
Oh, I don't think that's what he's asking.
It's one. You
The brand?
yeah, just put that on there too.
Yeah, it's the brand's TruSkin today. But I think he's just asking, what the heck is that? Right?
Yeah.
Can still see my stencil. That's good. Yeah, the TruSkin's way better. So, I mean, one of the reasons I play around with these things is to help kind of you guys out, figure out what you want in your studio, other people, to help with their apprentices, you know, just their own learning.
Move this skin a little to the right.
I feel like it always helps to go back. And this is a brand new machine. I always like to test run my new machines a little bit on silicone. But yeah, I don't think there's any downside to going back to silicone, even if you're really good with skin. Human skin is still, you know, harder to access than this, so. And usually when people come in, they just want their own things. So once in a while, it's nice to just kind of make something and put it somewhere and not have to have anybody sort of be the go-between you and just doing a fun project, you know. And no one has to look at it for the rest of their lives. That's not exactly fun if they don't like the tattoo, right? So it's, you know, if it's not a subject matter that comes in very often, you don't really get to play around with it. So I think last week I did a Jason Labubu. You'll have to go check that out if you're wondering what that looks like. Can you grab me some shaders? I guess I didn't really grab anything but this liner.
What do you want?
For this guy here, like a, let's see if I can get the ears here. I mean, I need a round shader probably.
What?
3 or 5.
Brought a 3-round shader and a 5 just in case.
Okay. Okay.
Asking, I know nothing about tattooing, but is the cost of ink expensive?
Color inks are pretty expensive, yeah. black and gray is a little less expensive because you can make your own black and gray wash with just black. So all you have to do is buy black, and then you can make everything you want from just that bottle. A little bit of witch hazel, distilled water. But color inks have pigment, and the labs all make those, so you have to buy them from reliable sources. They tend to charge you, say, like $10 to $20 a bottle, like depending on the brand. So I'm really liking this Bronc so far. It got all the lines in the silicone. Sometimes I worry when I wipe my stencil away that it will just have nothing underneath it on the silicone, because the silicone can be really hard to penetrate. Human skin is not that way. I maybe like in the very, very beginning when I was going baby light, I would have trouble with that, but it was a very quick learning curve. But with the silicone, there are some silicones that can't really make a good mark. And actually, if you go back to that Labubu, you'll see it. I struggled with just getting the lines to be as obvious as this is right here. The lines, dots, and the shading, honestly.
Elmer's Glue says this looks like it would blow out real skin. I'm not sure what that means. I think that's just what you're going with.
I do not blow people out, so I don't know what we're talking about. What's nice about the adjustable stroke is you can change the levels as you go. So if you want it to hit harder or softer, you can change those. So I would not even approach my skin the same way as I approach my silicone usually. You need a little bit more of a stroke length to get that penetration. Stroke length controls the depth, but really it just controls how it's sort of slapping the needle in. So with the silicone, since it's not like soft like a person's skin, you're gonna need more of a slap to get it in, which makes sense. And then people are not all the same everywhere you tattoo them. Some people have soft skin, some people have thicker skin, and certain areas of the body. Some of the areas of the body have thicker skin, and some have thinner skin. You have to know the difference. And so that's why if you're a beginner, you really should not be just jumping to people's skin. That's a terrible idea. And if you're a professional, I think you should consider going back to silicone and then jumping back to skin, so that you understand the difference between and how that feels. So then you get a greater understanding of the tool you're working with.
Matt's asking, how long have you been a tattoo artist?
5 years. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to answer questions as long as I want to.
Shadowrunner's asking, why don't you do little circles instead of the short width?
You mean little tiny tight circles like this versus little whips? Because I'm trying to blend out from the edge. You can do whatever you want. It's either. I might do a circle here. I might blend out a little bit here. I don't think you know what a blowout is. Is this the same person?
No, these are all different.
Okay, okay. clarify that because I can't keep track of who's saying what. Say, this is the person that said this.
Yeah, I tried to by saying their names, but I don't know how else to delineate. It's
No, I can't remember their names right now. Not unless they're going to say something real nice or throw me some money. Then I'll try to remember your name.
They say it sounds like 4 volts you're doing. They're asking why so low.
So the best for the silicone is a high stroke and a low voltage. I'm at 5.5 actually. There's no right answer. You can also tattoo in a different way. You could go to a lower stroke length like this, 3.6, and then turn this up because now you're losing out on your stroke. And now we can do the same thing here, but now we're working at a slightly higher voltage. And with higher voltages, what do we know? What happens? Do you guys understand what happens with the lines? What you start to see with higher voltages? You know when you have the answer.
Oh, they're saying, I do know, thank you. And then Matt Erickson's asking, do you do any other forms of art besides tattoo, graffiti, painting, etc.?
Oh, outside of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to have more time to paint. But yeah, I graduated from Wheaton College and I got a bachelor degree in art, so I really loved painting and photography the most. And then I always loved to draw too. I mean, when you're in art school, they have you keep a sketch pad, and so there was a lot of drawing as well. And yeah, just all around enjoyed playing with like mechanical pencils actually, which they got mad at me for quite a bit. They didn't want me to use mechanical pencils, but mechanical pencils are kind of fun. I don't know, they just have like a different feeling to them, so I got addicted to those. And then I got into charcoals for a while. Kind of miss charcoals, but they're so messy. Your fingers get all messy. Kind of the same with oil paints. They're pretty messy, and you know, they smell, so you need good ventilation for the paint thinner, and I think the oil paint itself too, but mostly the thinner, right?
Yeah.
Is what you need the
a
bit too, right? Yeah. So here I gotta make sure I'm not going too fast. I'm just packing this slowly here. But yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's just an expression for when you're tattooing. There's more than one setting that's gonna get the ink in. It's just how you move your hand with that setting that kind of affects it, I think. And if you're working on skin that's very sensitive, you're going to have to make adjustments to figure out how to be gentler on the skin. And that's going to be stuff like lowering your voltage, possibly lowering your stroke length, but just depends on what you're seeing.
Shadowrunner says your work is beautiful.
Thank you. My tattoo work, you mean?
Yeah.
Is he looking at me?
I think this was. He's
Oh, well,
also
thank you.
asking, do you work as a tattoo artist or only on fake skin?
No, I'm a tattoo artist. I'm in my shop right now. My client canceled on me. She decided that work was more important. Guess she's working on a Saturday.
Sunday.
Or Sunday. I don't even know what day it is. All right, so that's what the 6.5 looks like. I feel like, honestly, with my first one, I'm wondering if it would have gotten in a little better than that. It looks black to you guys probably, but my original idea was to go at a higher stroke 4.1 with the lower voltage. I feel like when you're lower, you don't see those lines as much and you get a better blend. As long as it's getting in. If it's not getting in, you know you've got to go up in voltage. But if you're going up and up in voltage forever and it's not going in, you guys, your stroke length is too low or you're doing something else wrong. It could be stretching. It could be, it's probably stretching because that's what I see my apprentices doing a lot wrong. Apprentice. Just stretching, not stretching. And she wonders why it's not getting in. You just gotta stretch a little bit more.
Matt Erickson's asking if you have a website that displays some of your work.
Yeah, just my website at floaty.art.
And then Instagram has everything too.
Instagram, yep, Floaty, at FloatyTattoo. So yeah, please help us out if you can, if you have time, if you can muster the strength to get your little fingers over there and try liking us. And like and subscribe here too, please. If you haven't already. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so we're going to experiment now with this new machine. Well, you can't quite see this. I'm sorry. It's not quite focusing. You can kind of see these numbers, right? So they go from 2.5, you'll just have to trust me there, to 5. And that number right there, that 5, that is what's interesting about this Bronc machine. Bronc has always been really reliable for me. I've passed down machines to my apprentices from Bronc who work with larger needle groupings because they do have the strength to get that in. This also can come off and it can turn into a corded machine and it will shrink quite a significant amount, like actually almost like to here. Anyway, so I'm going to put it up to that 5. And let's see how low their battery goes. Goes to 4.
5mm stroke and 4 volts.
Sorry, was that confusing?
It's very confusing when you don't call out units, yeah. Especially when the numbers are so close together.
Oh, like I switched my mind and then went back down to 4?
No. Just a 4.
So a 5, I just told them the stroke length though, so I figured they knew. But that's, yeah, 5 for the stroke length. This one's the stroke length. 5 millimeters. Do you want me to
always
say the millimeter?
Yeah.
I think it's okay if I'm pointing.
It's really confusing.
Okay, are people just listening to this sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 millimeters stroke length. Millimeter stroke length. All right, cool. 4 volts. You can kind of see that dot patterning that just went in super fast and easy. The reason it's more spread apart is because of that 5 stroke and the low voltage working together. So And this is the Way to Dot Shade. It's especially nice for smaller pieces. It's really hard to get in your mag. And in the picture reference I have, this stuff is kind of light. It's all dotted in. And this machine is especially nice for this dot work, given the fact that it can go to the 5mm stroke and the 4 volts. It's one of the advantages, I would say, to this particular pen. So they do, this new feature is special. Definitely, it's a special thing. I would say thank you Bronc for doing a special thing. And so you guys should consider it. If you are ready to purchase it, it will be in a link in the description, right, LT?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna use code Floaty on the Bronc Tattoo website. When you're at the checkout, you just put the code Floaty in, and you should be getting a discount. I believe it's 15%. So at these voltages, you're working very slowly, and that's good because it's such a tight area. You don't want to have to work quickly in these little tight spaces. And so that's the advantage of not having your machine turned up to incredibly high levels. It doesn't make sense. You don't need that many needle strikes, you know, in like an inch area. You just don't. So you've got to turn the machine down if you want a chance to do your tattoo. You'll be able to get more ink in there, more passes in there if you turn your machine down. That's how it works. That's how these machines work. They have power levels. You have to know what the right power is. You can't just assume there's one answer either, because there's so many different techniques. I mean, that's the beauty of these machines, really, is that you can change them. They're not pens and they're not brushes. They don't just do one or a couple things. They do a lot of things. But at this rate, you can kind of treat it more like a painting, you know? So just less needle strikes, less often, and it's just kind of math. Took me a little while to kind of make it all click together. You have to like see it yourself in the skin while you're working. You're also going to run into the problem of needing to turn up your machine when you get to areas that need more saturation too. So that's when you have to change things around and move your hand speed. Adjust to what you're doing a little more. So here I just went up to 4.5. Yep, the silicone is going to be more forgiving, of course. Especially if you get clients with older skin sometimes, you know, their skin's very soft. I hope this is helping you guys out. I'll keep talking if you want. If I'm annoying you, I'll just keep working. Okay. I can give mini lessons on here as I go. I'm happy to answer any tattoo related things. I love teaching, so just let me know.
Matt asks, do you get nervous at all when tattooing, like beforehand, if you know it's going to be difficult?
Of course, yeah. It's normal to get nervous. It'd be dumb to say no, you know, just pretend like I'm made of steel or something. I'm actually a pretty sensitive person. I find that a lot of tattoo artists are really sensitive people. They just don't know how to express themselves properly usually. So like sometimes we seem like we have a tough exterior, but trust me, there's a little soft underbelly there. Everyone's nervous. It's a permanent thing, you know. Do I get less nervous with certain people? Yeah, of course. Like my husband, you know, I know him. I know the outcome, you know, usually is he's not going to be mad at me or anything like that. There's a lot of like variables with strangers. Interactions with strangers, I think in general, are kind of, you know, they can be a lot sometimes. You're just hoping everyone's nice and, you know, things go well. That's all you can do. But you adjust to it too. I would say like the first few times were probably like the worst.
2011 Taco's asking, are you not stretching your skin?
I don't have to here, yeah.
And they say it also looks too dry, like you don't like
Too
Vaseline.
dry. Yeah, that doesn't matter on silicone.
Yeah.
I think it's funny when people Vaseline silicone. I'm not really sure why they do that. Also, did you not see all the oil I just put on this earlier? What the? What? You're dry. Now you're trying to comment on things I'm doing wrong, honey, but it ain't gonna work.
Why Happy says that's awesome. Batman is awesome.
Thank you. Alright, right here I want to do a little line so I can go up in voltage. Now this machine is strong, so you definitely want to learn what machine you're working with. Your settings might be different from one machine to the other. This machine, it doesn't even have that jump start mode when I plug it into a wire, but even the battery is really strong. Yeah, crazy.
Matt Erickson says, which artists do you admire the most?
Like of all time, tattoo artists.
Artists in general.
I mean, for tattoo artists, Ryan Ashley is the GOAT to me. And then for like regular artists of all time, H.R. Giger is just one of my favorite. I don't know if you can hear me over this machine. H.R. Giger, one of my favorites. He's the one that designed the aliens. He was really into airbrush. I don't airbrush, and I just find it to be just really fascinating. It's very intimidating as well. Does anyone here airbrush?
Well, I have a Batman tattoo I got when I was 18. And it also says practice makes perfect, just to kind of read that.
Yeah, thanks. Just enjoying myself here. So, thing to think about. Might be time to go back to Val. Might be time to go back to silicone for some people who are questioning. I'd be happy to look at your silicones too if you want to send them to me. I can tell a lot by just looking at them, honestly. You know your needle tip is going to be spending more time in the surface of whatever you're doing. You should probably bring down your voltage, okay? My needle's spending more time right here in the silicone. I'm really trying to pack it in, so for packing you really want to go as low as reasonably achievable. That's kind of what I have a motto in my head about. Like, I will go as low as I need to, or I will go as high as I need to get it in still, but the goal is ultimately not to go higher than I need to. That's when you start damaging the skin. That's when you start to not be able to do multiple passes. And then conversely, if you're too low, you can also overwork the skin by it won't be going in, and then you'll just be going over it over and over and over again. And it won't be getting into that right skin layer. It'll just be going kind of shallow. That's a great way to overwork someone as well. But yeah, so just, if you're doing this at home and you're learning off this video, hope that's helpful for you. I hope people try to watch videos when they're learning how to tattoo. I've had people really support me over the years who are learning online, and they've been watching my videos over the last 5 years because I've been recording myself since I started. Even if I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, I still recorded everything I did, and I was very transparent with myself and kind of, that's not the right way to say it, I was just very honest about my workflow. That way, if I was filming it, I knew I had to stick to it, you know. It's like
James asking what's your favorite ink to use to clean the skin.
Oh, okay. Phone's ringing, hold on.
Your favorite
Favorite ink on human skin. Honestly, like for color ink, I think it's gonna have to be Industry. So far. But I just got this new brand called Waverly that seems really interesting. The colors are really, really bright. So I'm curious about that too. And then for black, I like Allegory, or what's the other one?
Empire.
No.
Empire.
Oh, no, I guess I meant Allegory. Just Allegory.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, Industry, the reason why I started getting interested in Industry colors was because I used the Industry white, and it was so good. And I was like, okay, I'm assuming these are just better inks because the white was so good. I believe that's how it started, right?
Yeah. They were recommended as the #1 white.
Yeah. White is kind of known for being difficult to get in the skin. Yeah, making these settings a little better. So when I'm doing like larger areas, I think I do get, it's sort of unconscious, but yeah, I think I do get more into that circle technique that someone was mentioning. So I do both. But with these tiny little round shaders, like this is a little 3 round shader, you really don't want to try to cover too much area at once. You really want to keep it really concentrated on these tight little spots, and you don't want to have to build up too much. So if I get to a point where I'm out far enough from my line and I feel like I can blend with another tool, I'm going to grab that other tool. But I'm always going to start with the small tool, like the 3 round shader, or a 5 round shader, or a 5 curve mag, whatever your smallest tool is for shading. You're going to start with that, and you're going to go around all the little edges first. And if you do a hard line like this around the edge, I notice it's harder to blend into it later, so it is easier to blend into it if you do sort of like a circle without motion from the edge, sort of like you're grabbing the edge and you're whipping out from there, but not big, just tiny little. We're really just focused in this one area. That's like a guaranteed saturation right there. So that's, you gotta stop thinking about the middle before the outer part. So that's, I will tell you, this job takes a lot of patience. You have to learn to kind of do things in a certain order. Otherwise, they're not going to work as well. If you skip ahead, you'll find you just have to take a couple steps back and finish that other step before you can move forward. There's really nothing. I've tried skipping and just like trying to blend out with a big old mag or something, or even the 5 curve mag right here, a small mag. It's really not going to be easy still to get in these little tiny edges. And when you're working with color, especially, it's hard to blend. So like black's easier to blend, but color is just hard. So you don't want to have to reach kind of in these corners with a big tool, because you're going to end up with a halo between your edge and the filler part. I mean, how many people have a tattoo that has a very delineated edge from the filler part where you can see that there's like kind of loss of saturation there? I think everybody has a tattoo like that somewhere. So that's a common issue with color.
Love your video.
Oh, thanks. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't.
Is there anything like drawing with an ink pen at all?
No, not at all. Like, not at all. Not even the slightest bit. That's why I like it so much, though. It's different, you know? It's something different. It's different than pens. It's different than brushes. It's different. And that's so fun to me. When I picked up a tattoo machine, I felt like it was the tool I had been looking for a long time, though. A tool that can get those details that you just can't get with your pencil and your pen. The detail, those teensy weensy details. Now, granted, like ballpoint pen work, I know you can get pretty stinking tiny, but you can pull out like a 1 round liner or something crazy in this and even smaller results. It's just skin doesn't actually hold on to ink, or skin doesn't hold on to teeny tiny things as well. They tend to spread out. So it's not really possible to do like the tiny little ballpoint stuff on skin. He needs a little saturation. Could you get me another drink, hon? mind. Thirsty. Any questions before you go?
They're just saying, okay, I'm pretty decent at drawing. I'm just curious about trying to tattoo.
Yeah, you'd probably be great then if you're already doing the work. You gotta, I would say being a good drawer is a great first step. So yeah. I see why you're asking it in that way. I think, you know, there's nothing that it compares to, but in order to start tattooing, I think it's more helpful to have a background in art. I don't think that you should start unless you have a little bit of a background. So keeping a sketchbook is a great way to do that, you know, stuff like that. You don't have to have gone to art school. I think you just need the experience.
David Thompson says the talent agency app I found research.
I'm not sure what that means. Are you a robot?
Blue Flame says that's excellent, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
They're the ones who've been asking all this stuff.
About the drawing and stuff? Yeah. And, you know, if you're wondering if your stuff would, like, translate well into, tattooing, I'd be happy to look at some of your sketches if you want to send them. Sometimes you just have to change little things about what you do to get it to be more tattoo worthy and stuff. So now I'm blending the black into the dot work here. Definitely taking some liberties with the fact that this is silicone. I have to kind of hit it more times than I would on regular skin because it's silicone. So keep that in mind. On skin, this gets in a little easier, a little faster, which does make it kind of easy and hard again at the same time. Oh, to the guy that was wondering about lubrication, do you know why we use Glide during tattooing? Because I think then you would understand why I don't need it on silicone.
This thing's asking, how can I send some sketches?
Oh, yeah. To me?
Yes.
Why don't you decide? You're the computer guy.
Yeah, FloatyLadyTattoo.
You want email? Okay,
yes.
so send it to FloatyLadyTattoo@gmail.
I'm gonna put it in the comments as well.
Okay, he's gonna put it somewhere. Where are you putting it?
In the comments.
Down below. not too shabby. A lot of black in this one, so I'm gonna finish that.
Excellent.
I would say most people will push too hard when they're going the skin. I should mention that too. And some of that might be that the silicone is a little harder and you do have to push harder to get it in here. So I wonder sometimes if just the shift from one to the other causes that. Because we say that the tip of the needle should be in about 1 to 2 millimeters. But there are plenty of times that I do not put the tip in more than like a 1/2 millimeter. So I would say there's no hard set rule. You just have to know when it starts, when the skin has the signs of being oversaturated, you have to learn how to identify that. Now, if you're working small, you can always add a little bit of mixing solution or witch hazel to your black. I just use mixing solution. It has witch hazel in it, but witch hazel tends to be a little cheaper. You can use distilled water too, honestly, if you want. But that's just whatever you want to use to dilute your black just a little bit. You can go more than that. You can go you can dilute it quite a bit if you feel like you need it. But it will help with the smaller fine line stuff because it's just so fast that the ink gets in on those, because it's usually a small project. You have a 3-round liner that you're using. It's usually a pretty sharp needle, you know, so the ink goes in kind of deeper and quicker because it's so sharp compared to other needles. So yeah, if you're interested in like 3-round liner work, in a way it is easier because it's smaller and just not as complicated to stencil and stuff like that. But it's more complicated in that you have to use more, what I would call more dangerous, I put quotes on that, tools that are just sharper. Like the 3-round liner is just sharper. So it's gonna slip between the tissues so much faster. And so you don't have to push as hard. So that's where the caveat in telling you guys 1 to 2 millimeters for needle depth comes in, because it's not always that with those liners. And single round liner work, I'm sure people who do that would similarly agree to this. I don't do a whole lot of single round liner work. It just, to me, slips between the tissues so quickly. But
Rip is asking, hey Floaty, have you used the Ambition Soldier 270S yet? Just wanted to know if it would be a good purchase.
The Ambition, yeah, we did use the Ambition.
Not this one.
Not the new one?
No, not the Soldiers 270.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I have used the Ambition. What was the machine called that we had?
It's a 5.5 millimeter Ambition something or other.
Oh, I don't remember that. Was that a while ago?
Yeah, like a year or two ago.
Well, I'm not using it now, so it tells you something.
Yeah.
I've had better.
Yeah.
It's 5.5 millimeter stroke?
No. The one you tested was. The one they're asking about is not.
Oh, okay. What's the one you're asking about? Can you tell me more about it and I can maybe give you some advice on it?
Yeah, Josh Woodworth asking what skin is that? Now
I'm on the TruSkin today. Yeah. I had this other crappy knockoff skin last time I was doing a live stream, and it was not getting it. And it was not getting black. You can see how much darker the skin gets. It definitely shows all your little movements and stuff like that. So it's a great test. I like the TruSkin. It is still a little challenging to work with. I do find that I have to work a little harder to get it in than real skin. By real skin, I mean human skin. Oh, this is getting so confusing.
Joshua says looks a lot better. I get mine from Amazon.
Yeah.
TruSkin is on Amazon.
TruSkin's on Amazon, yeah. But I know what he means. He means the Amazon skins, the yellow ones. Yeah, the yellow cheese. I call those the cheese ones. They remind me of cheese.
Then the Rip's coming back about that Ambition machine. It's a 5mm stroke.
Oh, it is a 5.
With an extra 4.5mm cam, I believe.
Oh, cool. So you can alternate it. Is it a direct drive then, or is it going to be...
I'm pretty sure it's direct drive.
Okay. Yeah, that it should be a decent... It should hit nice and hard. I mean, it's probably going to be great for dot work. It's probably going to be great for packing.
Large liners.
And large liners, but I would say it's probably going to be tricky for like lining with the smaller liners and things like that. So if you want to do strictly fine line, you don't really need a 5mm stroke machine necessarily, but you might want one around for the dot work portion of the study. So once you get your line work done, you might pull that out, do some dot work. I got some little bit of dot work in. I'm putting in all my blacks, and then I'm going to come back and finish the dot work at the end. So you guys should stay tuned.
Josh Wood's asking how long have you been tattooing for?
5 years.
Dork Diary says, I'm back. They were the very first viewer.
Oh, welcome back. Explain your dork diaries. What's it mean?
Joshua says, I just started 3 months ago. Well. And Dork Diary says, I just love the book. I guess it's a book.
Cool.
Josh was asking, what machine do you usually use?
So, actually, this Bronc machine, this a Neo, or X2 Neo, sorry. I like to say the Neo part first, but it's X2 Neo is kind of my new toy right now. But I also use, I use the Year of the Horse from Dragonhawk. It's a very good machine as well. We also have discounts on that, right?
Yep.
You want to add those in there, or are you going to put them in?
I'm doing all that right.
Okay. And what else? I like the Co-Y right now. It's like a funny shape machine that hits really hard and is super lightweight. So if that's something you're looking for, you gotta try this Co-Y thing. But it's a nice machine. It does cost a penny. It's a $400 machine with our discount.
20%.
Yeah, with our 20% discount.
Dork Diaries says, I own the first and second book. I think my boy bestie has a crush on me. I'm gonna tell his grandma.
Okay. Not sure what all that means, but it sounds like it's from the book.
Maybe.
Alright, more black in here. A little bit right here.
Josh is asking what's the best millimeter thick for skin to practice on.
So here's what we're working with this one. I think this
That
is
one's
2.
No,
that's
5 millimeters.
that's pretty thick. Yeah.
minimum.
This is 5?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you sure?
It's 4 to 5.
Have you measured it?
TruSkin's 4 to 5.
Okay. This one is 4.
Okay.
There's no way that's 5. But I don't think you need this much. I think you need half of this.
3's the general recommended amount.
2 to 3 is fine. I don't think you need, like, okay, so what are you doing on the skin? Like, are you going to do, like, lots of big liners? Then, yeah, you're going to want a thicker skin, probably. But I think this fine line stuff is totally okay to do the 2 millimeter. Should be fine. I do that all the time, don't I?
No, 3 millimeters generally.
This one here is 2, right?
That one's 5.
This one right here.
That one's 3.
Oh, hi guys.
That one's 3, I think.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one is, let's see. It looks like half, but okay.
I can get the caliper.
Yeah, get the calipers. I don't like this discussion anymore.
Well, I've just...
Let's figure it out.
I'll say that.
Well, I thought you just said they gave a range, though.
Oh, only TruSkin gives a
Okay,
range.
yeah.
All the others are very low.
Okay. All right, 1 second. I'll get you your answer. Caliper this on screen because it's boring if you don't.
Okay.
We're calipering.
So that's 2.63 there.
Okay. I figured it was over. A little bit over 2.
Yeah, 2.72 without a squish. It's hard to get an
Yeah,
accurate.
this one's fine. This one's fine. So this is the thickness. You don't want to go much thinner than that. And they called it 2, right? Or they called that 3. Okay, it was not quite 3, but they called it 3.
Yeah.
It says orientation is locked. Is that bad?
No, we only want
Okay.
orientation. Oh, well, it's been good. Yeah.
So it swung and hit me, and then it swung back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can you guys still see it?
It looks like it.
Okay. As long as you can see it. Moving on to my liners here. We have our 3 round liner. We're putting back in. And we're going to do some more dot work. Now I don't need to go up to the 5 unless I want to have really spaced out dots. This next part, I think I'm okay at 4.5. 4.5 millimeter stroke. There we go. Sometimes if your needle's not at the right depth, your machine is getting a little noisy. It might just be eating the needle out just a little bit more. Get a little more oil. So here I'm doing the pick and flick out from the edge. So the very edge where I'm going in is going to be the darkest, and then when I come out, that's going to start fading out a little bit. So that's the pick and flick. When the pick and flick doesn't get dark enough at the edge, you can come back and add a little bit with the shader. You just want to make sure you don't overwork the skin.
Matt's asking, do you own your own shop?
Yes, I do.
And Josh is asking, is that a 4.5 millimeter stroke?
It's an adjustable stroke, but I am currently at the 4.5 millimeter stroke. So it goes all the way up to 5 millimeter stroke, which I think is awesome. So it's a new Bronc machine. If you're curious about it, it's in a link in the description. You can get that 15% off if you buy it. Currently, we have this sale going, and we have code FLOATY for you. Trying not to move it. Sometimes it moves on its own. Wiping.
Matt's asking, do you prefer to do smaller tattoos or larger ones that can take several sessions?
I don't think I have a preference. I just want to tattoo. I'm lucky to just be able to do anything, honestly. But I do like large scale because I can get more done, I think, in a sitting. Problem is not a lot of people can afford the larger scale stuff, so it doesn't come around as often. So you definitely don't want to, I mean, you can tell other people you're not going to work with them, but I like still doing small stuff as well. I'm okay with that. Trying to do more of a dot work kind of shade here. Kind of breaking up this hard line a little bit. It's helping kind of with the realism a bit. Silicone's fighting me a bit more than I think skin would. This is where you can take mag. And just bring it down and stroke a little for this, and you would just kind of come out a little bit from the side where you're trying to make it darker. As long as you're really careful and light, you can do this layering on skin as well. If I want the dots a little closer together, I can come down from 4.5 to 4.1. Yeah, it's looking a little more than it's going for. How's the screen look? Are you checking on that?
Mm-hmm.
With that rotate thing, it's not affecting it?
No.
Well, that's good.
Josh Wood sent 100.
Oh, thanks. Josh Wood. His name is Josh Wood. His name is Josh
Matt
Wood.
Erickson says, how do you estimate the cost of a tattoo? Are there any programs that can calculate it?
Yeah, ooh, that's a good idea. Like, yeah, I wish there was a program like that. I don't believe so. Because everyone sets their own prices, so there's a little bit of variability in that. I don't think you can actually, so it just like depends on, I think you're talking about larger scale, right? So if I know you're hourly, then I can calculate for you what you should be charging for the rest of the time. Do you have an hourly? Or is he asking what I'm charging?
You,
Me?
how you just how you calculate it.
Yeah. So I take my hourly and I just times it by 6 usually. That's about the amount of hours that you spend with a person doing a tattoo. It might be like a little bit more or less, but that's about how I do that. That's my day rate. Did that make sense? Or... let me know if you need me to help anymore on that one. I guess also you could be asking like how long do things take to do? That one is sort of dependent on where you are in your progression as well. Figuring out how long things take. That you just have to go by trial and error. What happens is you end up giving away stuff for free because it ends up taking longer usually than you think it will. That's typically the pitfall that we're all trying to avoid, right? So, but if you tell them the price for the amount of time it's actually going to take, it might be too high for your client because you could be still learning. So there's a little bit of, you're going to make up your time, but it hasn't really, you haven't gotten there yet. So so you got to give that away for free. So if you're taking too long on studies, you've got to give it away for free. What's too long is the question, right? I would say on like a 6-inch piece, that should take you, if it's like full color, shouldn't take you more than 2 days. If it's black and gray and it's 6 inches, it should definitely not take you more than 2 days. It should take you less than 2 days. Probably like a day or 1.5, depending on how far you get in your shading, I would say. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. He said I would just tattoo really slow then if it's hourly.
Oh gosh, no, we don't do that. That's terrible.
You never fill up your portfolio. You gotta keep posting to Instagram.
You should not be
Bad
tattooing. Not when you're like that mentality. Come on.
No one's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, that's terrible. You should definitely be caring more a little bit than that. I'm gonna have to turn this, sorry guys.
Josh is saying just charge by piece.
Yeah, if you're gonna do like that, then definitely charge by the piece. I don't try to charge by the piece, personally, unless it's like a portfolio thing that I really want to get in my portfolio.
Charging by the piece isn't really good from a financial perspective and being able to make any sort of economic projections or things like that, too.
I don't think they can hear you. You
Okay.
know that? And I'm not
Pretty
gonna
sure
say
they-
all that.
I'm pretty sure they can.
Oh, okay. Did you guys hear all that? He's saying it's not good business to, he doesn't feel like it's, my husband doesn't feel like it's good business to
Josh
charge
says
by.
I can hear him, and
Okay.
Adam says agree by piece with hourly considered.
Yeah. Yeah, because you never know, like, what if also, okay, what if this happens? So, and I've had this happen. The person doesn't originally tell you they want, like, they don't actually disclose everything they want, and it starts to come out as you're working. Or, they say, they, like, change their mind on things, or they tell you, I want a full sleeve, and your design doesn't make it all the way around, and then they complain and want that full sleeve. There's just a lot of things that can happen. There's so many things that can happen. Too many variables for you to completely go piece by piece. I like the hourly because it just protects me from, like, little last minute decisions. And then I just tell them it's going to take a little bit longer. If that's okay with you, I'm happy to do it, you know. But when you charge by piece, it's like it's a harder conversation, I think, to have, maybe. Yeah.
It also doesn't even give you the leeway of it might take this many hours, it might take this many, depending on how someone sits, if they have interruptions.
Oh yeah, if they're terrible at sitting. I was gonna get into that. Yeah, I have people who bail out on me, and then they expect me to, like, open up another day for them, which is kind of not good. But you can't do anything about that. Not everyone can sit as well.
And the more people talk, the longer a tattoo will take too. So if they're heavy talkers or things like that, you got to be able to put, like, an hour range on it. Like
there's just a lot of variables. Like, it might not be the tattoo time anyway. Like, you might end up spending a lot more time because somebody takes up your time. In that case, I do charge for that kind of thing, where I'm not trying to go slow at that point. It's just you're slowing me down. If you're slowing me down, you're getting charged for that time. That is how I use my time. I'm sorry, that's just me. Because otherwise, you're going to run into the problem of, like, people just taking advantage of you, you know? That's what I think. Taking advantage of your time.
Matt Erickson saying, seems like there has to be some sort of industry standard based on the size of the tattoo and the expertise level of the artist.
Nah.
I'd say geographic.
I don't think there needs to be an industry standard. Not every industry has standards for their prices. I don't agree with that at all. I hate that.
Geographic region has the most effect on price than anything.
Yeah, but there's no way that these people are going to conform to a standardized price. We can't even standardize our inks.
And Josh is asking, is that a 3-round liner?
Yeah. And it's a bug pin, really light.
10 gauge.
10 gauge bug pin, or 0.30 millimeter. Whatever you want to call it. It's got a lot of names. You should know them all. Nah, we're all just a bunch of pirates. Arr. Arr, matey. I'm bringing you a Batman. I don't know how to talk like a pirate, I guess. I have to work on my pirate.
Got someone new here, Annaletta, asking, which fake skin are you using?
So this is the TruSkin. It's available on Amazon. Do you want to put a link for that, or?
It's difficult to do the link.
Okay. You'll find it on Amazon. It's called TruSkin.
Mr. B is saying much, much better. Not sure what that's in reference to. Maybe they're on another channel.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Very
I'm not gonna
well
take
done,
anything to
they
heart.
said.
Okay, thanks.
And Josh is
I'll
saying-
try to take compliments to heart.
Josh is saying that sounds about 5.8 voltage.
Oh, you're wrong again. So every machine sounds different. I wouldn't really gauge the motor. Like, the motor sounds are completely different. I think I've probably reviewed over 100 machines by now. Trust me, they all have different sounds. And it doesn't always dictate how they're gonna function either. Also, when I'm corded, this 4.5 sounds a heck of a lot different, I gotta say.
Adam is asking, how much time should someone practice on this fake skin before a real client? I know it varies.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a very good question. I was not patient enough to wait that long. I only did like maybe a dozen projects on the TruSkin, or like on fake skin, sorry, not necessarily all on the TruSkin, but I did maybe a dozen, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And then I was getting a little bit, I was getting told, actually, I was getting told by other YouTubers that I should really move on to skin, because there's a whole learning curve that I need to get into with skin as well, which I was like, okay, that makes sense, you know, like should eventually go to skin because it's different, so that means I have to kind of start over. I'm gonna be learning from scratch, and you know it's not quite from scratch because you've been practicing on the fake skin, but it definitely feels like you're doing something for the very first time when you go to real skin. So you kind of want to go at your own pace. Like when you see, I want you to make sure your skins look good before you go to people. That's like, I'm not your teacher, but if I was, that's what I would make sure. Sorry. I like started talking to you like you were my student, but you know what I mean? Like I want people to not mess up their first time. It'd be better just to keep yourself on skin until it looks good enough.
Josh Woodward's asking, what do you think of Poseidon? I'm guessing he means the needle cartridges.
Oh, Poseidon. I actually haven't tried those. Yeah. Do you like them?
And then Adam, in responding to what you're saying, says, yeah, it makes sense with the bleed factor, pain tolerance, skin irritation, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Matt coming back again saying, hey, I have no tattoos and am a complete idiot about this, but it's fascinating. My statement about industry standard is coming from zero wax.
Oh, that's okay. I'm yeah, thanks for clarifying.
And then Josh says, yeah, they seem to be pretty good about the Poseidon needles.
Okay. Should I check them out? What's great about them? Like, do they have any special features? I really like the Dragonhawk U needles because they have like extra ink in them. Like they really hold a crap load of ink. Like you can get so many passes in. So I'm like kind of stuck on those U needles. I don't know if I want to go anywhere else.
The Spearhead ones are pretty good too.
I like Spearhead. I like U. I like the Mask Pro is like kind of a different line of the Dragonhawk needles as well, which I'm using right now, and I love these too. So how's this forehead going here? Let's go dots. I'm creating a shine now from these dots in his suit. What's nice is it's a black suit, so we had a lot of black to shade on this one, which helps with the contrast, and it brings the amount of shading work down a little bit to have these sections of black. I'm not going to say I don't like that, because I do. So I'm using all black, just black ink today, challenging myself to just go lighter with the dots to create a lighter tone versus going just slightly deeper. And when I say deeper, I really just mean an increment, you know, not like gouging anybody. But yeah, just slightly deeper versus slightly lighter. Like you can't even really tell, like this is the light one. This is the deep one. Can't even really tell on camera, I'm sure. there's lots of really cool things that can be done with just black.
Adam says, what are your thoughts on apprenticeship for no pay? I think it's a cool tradition to be respectful to master artists, but also can't really do that months in this economy.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to answer. So with our situation here, we've had a couple of apprentices, and when I first put out the opportunity, it was really hard to find anybody who had like that amount of time that they could take off to be here. So there's no way we could get someone here like every day of the week. There's no way like they would give up every single weekend either. And this is the no pay one. It's been really hard. So, and a lot of people have their comments about that, like, and I respect people's comments about it, that if they are serious about it, they'll just figure it out and make it happen and be here like all the time. But I think that's kind of a crazy ask in today's economy. I do. I have like a real compassion for what's going on right now with everybody. And so I ended up allowing my apprentices to go every other weekend. And I decided to alternate them so they could have their own sort of individual experience and not kind of cloud over each other. And you know, if they're both doing well, they could eventually stay for pay as soon as I feel like the work is good enough. Unfortunately, one of them I had to let go, but currently I have one remaining who I'm ready for her to charge, but I'm letting her decide now when she feels like it's time, because I don't want to rush her into charging. I want her to feel like she's ready. And so I'm just giving the people that come here for apprenticeship as much leeway as possible. Now, is this good? No, not really. It can really backfire on me, actually. Giving them a lot of leeway, you have to hope that they're the kind of personality that's not going to take advantage of you, that's going to actually do the work without being told constantly. Because they're not here all the time. They'd be only here every other weekend. So then it depends on how much work you're doing at home, you know, and I gotta say, I don't know what's happening there. I just have to take their word for it that they're doing the work at home. But if they're not, it becomes apparent when they get here, I think. Oh, I should say also, oranges are wonderful to practice on besides fake skin to get you ready for human skin. I would not skip oranges because they have sort of like a gritty texture that makes it a little harder to hold your needle straight, and I think it's a really good way to challenge you for people. Sorry, I just had to put that in there. But yeah, if people are like here to learn more about practice techniques, oranges are still very, very good. I could do one on live stream if you guys want to see that. I don't know if that's something, I've never done an orange on live stream. Is that something you guys would like to see? Or let me know in the comments or wherever.
Rob is asking how much would you charge for that Batman tattoo right there?
This one? Let's see. Let me just take a look at the time. Just hit 2 hours right now. So I probably charge 2 hours.
Could be $300.
Yeah, $300 bucks.
And then, how often do you do cover-ups? What challenges do you face when doing them?
Cover-ups? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to sniffle so much right there. You said cover-ups.
Yeah. Also, charge more for cover-ups, $200 an hour for those.
Sorry, it's winter over here. Is anyone in a place that doesn't have winter? Must be nice.
Adam says orange live would be cool.
Okay, so 1 vote for orange. Okay, I'm listening. I'm waiting for your votes.
Manifesting with Tarot says hi.
Hi.
Josh Woodworth says, I've used one needle for at least 3 tattoos on fake skin.
One needle for at least 3 tattoos on fake skin.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, one needle.
I think reusing the needle to...
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna dull out, honey.
They're not big, though. One needle could be fine.
Oh.
And then...
no, it does out pretty quick.
Josh was also saying about those Poseidon needles. They hold a decent amount of ink for how affordable they are and very durable. Definitely durable.
Okay.
And then Adam's asking now, do you have any artists that aren't tattooed themselves? I like the art form, but wouldn't want tats on myself. I imagine it would cause a bit of a barrier with the client and shop.
It causes a little barrier because I've seen it do that before. It's kind of silly because the person it actually happened to, she did have tattoos, and you just couldn't really see them. So that's kind of silly. Like, people might have tattoos you just don't know. Like, how would you know? So you could, I mean, you could lie, or you could just not get them. I don't think you need to get them.
There are very successful artists who either don't have any or only have like 1 or 2 small ones that no one ever sees.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be alone. I think there's others. But yeah, you're going to catch shit online. I'm sorry.
People will judge you for it.
Yeah, people are going to judge you for it no matter what. I can't stop that from happening because I'm not judgy. Other people will be. So, sorry. Gotta get a visible one. I couldn't have one in the hospital. I just felt like it would not be good for work at the time when I was working in the hospital, so I didn't get one until I got out. It sounds like I was in prison or something, but yeah, I didn't get one until I got out and I was doing tattooing full time.
The rip is back and says coming out nice. And then we have some new Albert Bradbury coming in who says, holy, this chick is good.
No. That's nice to hear. Thank you. I'll take it. So right now I'm just kind of putting the shadow side of the face. Some dots. Ooh.
And Adam says, yeah, I heard comments like, how can I trust my artist without taps? And my response is, would you not trust a heart surgeon without a pacemaker himself? Kind of a good comeback.
I don't think it equates. So, okay. So with a tattoo artist, here's the one thing I'll say about that. I don't feel like I can trust, like, a tattoo artist that doesn't have large scale work. And let me clarify, like, so if I see a tattoo artist with like a bunch of small patchwork and they're doing let's say a 4-day piece on me, something that's going to take 4 full days, it does make me feel a little bit, not that I don't trust them to do the tattoo. I'll still go to them. I'll still have them do the tattoo. This is how I feel. When I'm getting the tattoo, I feel like they don't understand, or they couldn't possibly fully understand unless they had large scale work. Because once you are tattooed over 4 hours, that is when things start to change. They get a little more painful. Your the chemistry of your body is tired of working. It ends up like, I think at some point you start feeling like really lethargic. And honestly, around 6 hours, some people really can't go any farther. And then they have a little bit of sugar and they feel better. And like little things like that you just maybe wouldn't know if you hadn't had that happen. So like part of me feels like they probably don't know how hard this is and they're putting all these people through it. Yeah, that does kind of cross my mind. I'm so sorry. And I don't mean to be judgmental. It's just if they're doing large scale work, like heavy work that takes multiple days, shouldn't they have like some knowledge of what that feels like on the other side, just so they know not to take certain liberties in how their little things that they do that maybe they wouldn't understand like hurt extra or hurt, or just, I don't know, just like how patient they are maybe with you, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't think you need to have tattoos. It's just people are gonna feel how they're gonna feel, and you can't really stop them. But yeah, I think, yeah, Dave Navarro, I'm seeing, I'm gonna look at your comments here. That's fair. Yeah, and you'd want to somebody to be able to empathize with you. Yeah, it's more of an empathy thing. Exactly. Thank you. Empathy there. That's like the key thing. Is like I trust their work. Like I've had some beautiful. There's some like amazing artists out there who I'm sure like don't have large scale on themselves. Maybe it's religious. Like what if they might have like a religious reason why they don't get that many tattoos. You really can't go into that with people. That's like their own personal stuff. Just like, you know, why you want the tattoos. That's kind of personal too. If I don't want to answer somebody about that, I won't answer. Sometimes people, like, you can tell they don't really like tattoos, but they're just asking about your tattoos because they're like nosy. I don't like that. You guys ever have that happen? Yeah, Dave Navarro was kind of a weird host for that show. I don't think he had a bunch of tattoos, but he didn't. I don't know if he was actually a tattoo artist. Yeah, did Dave Navarro have any actual tattoo experience, or was he just judging? Are you guys watching the new season of Ink Master? I believe that's the same show he was hosting. So now I'm pretty much, you know, done with this piece. So at this point, I'm not really gonna nickel and dime my client. I usually round down with time. Like I'm not gonna round up, you know. That would be mean. So if it's like a little over 2 hours, I'm not gonna charge them 2.5 hours, you know. I'm not gonna round up. I'm gonna round down. Trust me, they'll come back that way. If they think you're gonna nickel and dime them every time, they don't want to keep coming back. If you don't do that, they might keep coming back. I like all these final little details, how it's like bringing the face together a little bit. Navarro is like Tommy Lee, where they are known for things more highly than their expertise. Did you guys see Tommy Lee on recently? He did an interview somewhere. What the heck was that? I don't know. I guess like they're touring again or something. It's crazy. He looks insane. He's like, it's like you took the guy from then and just aged him, but like nothing else has changed. Like he looks like he's wearing the same clothing he did in the 90s. Yeah, he still wears like all the kind of the fly young stuff and he's not wearing anything. Nothing is aged. I don't know if you need to do that. I hope I don't look my age when I'm older either. See any more comments? So many dad rock bands coming back to ride the nostalgia train. Yeah, I'm glad that they're not quite in my... I think the bands I like are starting to become like dad rock bands, but I don't know. Like Tool. Tool's my favorite band. I don't know if that is considered like that. No, let me know if I'm old. Actually, don't let me know I'm old. That's terrible. Don't let me know. Tell me I'm young. Wow, this thing looks so cool. The dot work. I'm so happy with the face. All the dot work here on the cheek side really, for some reason, brought the whole piece together. And the little shadow here. So we read the Dave Navarro stuff. Let's see, what comment are we on now? Yeah, Tool is having a bit of a comeback with Deftones and similar music. Yeah, but I hope the younger folks like it or appreciate it. It's such good music. Deftones is amazing. Last Deftones show I went to was like at sunset outside in this arena. I believe it was in Tucson, right? Yeah, Tucson, Arizona. Oh, it was so cool.
That was a really good venue.
Yeah, that venue is awesome. There's really not a whole lot out there. It sounds like a trippy city. And just flat out there. It's a bunch of stuff like right in this little area and then kind of nothing around it, right? A very good outdoor venue.
Alien says that looks really good.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's pretty much done. Now I'm just kind of playing around. So here's like a little edge right here. Sometimes like I'll notice at the end that there's teensy weensy little, sometimes teensy weensy gaps you have to address. But I think it shows up more here on the silicone. Wait for Korn's next concert. Feel like they're gonna retire soon. Yeah, and you know, Rage Against the Machine, like, I totally missed the reunion. I like just read about it the other day. I'm like, what the heck? I missed the Rage Against the Machine reunion? They like became a band again and they started touring, and then Zach De La Rocha, I think, tore his ACL or broke his leg or something. And they like broke up. They didn't even just stop the tour. I think they like ended it all after that, like as though it was some kind of bad omen. But who knows what's going on behind closed doors with these bands.
Matt's asking, what's your opinion of Kat Von D? She's a little out there.
I think it's interesting that she's blacking out, you know, her tattoos and stuff. I find that interesting. She's doing a lot of laser and a lot of changing, but it's interesting how she's such a trendsetter, because I've had people come in asking me for blackouts because they love Kat Von D so much. And it's funny because like it's like solely because they like her. And that's it. It's not like any other reason. It's just like, I like Kat Von D, so I want a blackout. So I think it's kind of annoying when people try to emulate another person. Like, just because they're doing something doesn't mean you have to do it. It was also kind of funny because I'll tell this story. This particular person, I just won't say who, came in and asked me for a blackout because they love Kat Von D so much. Because I saw Kat Von D on this show and she's blacking out all her old tattoos and yada, yada, yada. And so I go, okay, what tattoo do you want to get blacked out? And she turned around and bent over and lifted up the back of her shirt. And sure enough, she had a you-know-what stamp on her lower back that said, "Fuck you." And she wanted that blacked out.
It's been a black bar.
Yeah, and I think I can say the F word now. I don't know why I didn't say the other one.
You shouldn't say that word on live stream.
I shouldn't say the second one or the first one?
Any of
them. Well, it's too late. We swore. Sorry. She had a swear word on her lower back area and she wanted it blacked out. And that would be a belt. So I said no. She would have had like a black belt just in her lower back because she loved Kat Von D so much. So yeah, I can tell you I don't like her as much as that chick did. I've seen corn with Code Orange and Chevelle. All right. Should I sign this thing? So I haven't done any real lining with this machine on here today. Not really. I just panicked because I didn't know how to do an F. This is not how I do. That's not how I do script, but you know, there it is. Now it's an original, it's been signed. Put the date, I guess. Let's say the first?
Yep.
2/1?
Yep. We did get quite a few questions.
You can read them.
But two. I keep seeing that laser removal. Do you know anyone who has had that done? Is it painful?
Oh yeah, I've had several laser removals. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 4. I've had 4 laser removals.
How many sessions?
So what I can tell you right now is that it varies depending on the tattoo you're trying to get rid of. If you send me a picture, I could probably give you an estimation. I would recommend going to somebody who has the Pico laser if you have color to remove, because it's the only type of laser that will remove color. I believe it's called the Pico. You can also just ask the people there, are your lasers meant for color tattoos? They should be transparent with you about that. If you have just black in your tattoo, it's much easier to get rid of with the laser and it will take less sessions. But expect 4 to 8 sessions to get rid of a tattoo. And if you want to just lighten a tattoo, it could be less sessions. It could be depending on how it looks when you're done with each session, your tattoo artist will kind of tell you, if it's ready to be covered or not. I would say, like, if you get it halfway lightened, usually that makes a much easier cover up for people. And then over time, the ink from your old tattoo won't show through as much. Interesting fact too, when you get the laser done and it breaks down the ink molecules in your skin, what it's doing is it's breaking them up so that they can pass into that third layer of subcutaneous tissue there, which is where all your fat cells are, and that area will clean out the ink, reabsorb it, and then you'll flush it out with your waste or whatever. But apparently, and this is this was like something I didn't understand. If I start covering up an area that I've been lasering with a fresh tattoo, does that mean the fresh tattoo is going to start to disappear? No. So, and it also means that the tattoo underneath will continue to disappear. If you have gotten continuous laser, you have to actually, like, it's good to take a break after you've done like 4 sessions or so to give it some time, because it will continuously lighten as time goes on, as your body reabsorbs those broken molecules. But when they put in a new tattoo, it goes over into a different layer of skin that's actually above all this, so it won't be flushed out by your body. You can have a fresh tattoo over a laser tattoo, and it should be just fine. In fact, you might even get like more clarity in that new tattoo as time goes on, because those molecules underneath have broken down and been reabsorbed. So I do think it's good, but you just want to be careful where you go. It's always best to go to a med spa, because they'll give you a better treatment. They'll baby you and pamper you. They'll have tea. They'll have ice packs. I enjoy med spas. If you go to a tattoo shop, they're not going to give you any of that. It's going to be like you get lasered, it's super hot, it might blister. So ice packs keep it from blistering. Just expect it to blister and treat it like an actual burn. You know, bring the ice packs with you. If they don't give you ice packs, you can probably just figure out how to bring them with you. Some places will actually blow the cold air on you as they're working, which is like so nice. If they don't have the cold air, it's kind of a bummer too. But most of them have this like blower that they blow the cold air at you while they're doing the laser with the other hand. Some states require nurses to do it and some states don't. If you're in one where nurses are not required to do it, you might want to just be like even extra careful, because it could be just tattoo artists that don't have experience with the laser doing it, or like people can just, in other words, people can just buy the laser with no experience and no training in the states where you don't have to have the nurse. Because I got it done in California and I went to a med spa. There were doctors there and there were nurses, and I felt very safe and all that. So I hope that helps out. You guys just be careful with those decisions, and just remember ice, elevate, all those things if it's like on your leg for removal. Oh, it's hella painful. Yeah, it's painful as all hell. Bring the ice packs and take Advil and Tylenol and expect a lot of pain. It's worse than a tattoo for sure. It's like a burn, so yeah, it does feel like a burn, and it also is like a flick, a really hard flick and burn at the same time with every strike of the laser. Yeah.
And you had one last question, which was how often do you cover up relationship tattoos like names, faces of exes, etc.?
I had one client that I blacked out like some faces. Just
not often at all.
Not often. Yeah, I don't get stuff that often. But yeah, I don't recommend getting your significant other's name. I would recommend getting like a symbol or something that makes it easier not to have to hide later if you break up. So
Matt's got one more question.
Yeah.
Do artists who work for the shop set their own prices and pay the shop an agreed upon percentage, or get paid hourly by the shop?
So in my shop, everyone's an independent contractor. And I guess, you mean my renters or my apprentices?
Just both. Yeah.
Okay, so the renters are independent contractors. So, they set their own schedule, they set their own prices. They just have to follow shop rules, etiquette, things like that. Licensing, things that we have to do, they will have to do. And then my apprentices, or my apprentice with the opportunity she has here is to make 50-50 the first year, 60-40 the second year, and then she has an opportunity to rent my booth the third year.
They say, awesome Bam Bam. Thanks for streaming and answering and reading.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned it in school. I'm really glad I did. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. don't know how to actually end this particular stream. Hold on 1 second. Is it going to be that button? All right, bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Okay. Thank you and bye.